What happened afterwards? I can tell you that the Bucks won at 105-100. The Clippers were down 3 with a chance to tie it. Kawhi Leonard missed a 3 from straightaway top of the key. And now the Bucks have won 5 games in a row. And I mentioned Giannis earlier, having 4 consecutive games now with 35 or more points. He went for 36, 14, and 5 in this one. For the month of February, he averaged 30, 10, and 5. Only Oscar Robertson, Wilt Chamberlain, and Elgin Baylor have done that more often in league history.
That is great company right there, joined by Tim Legler. Now, also great company. We got to break down this contest, Tim. You were very impressed by the Bucks in that late game situation and their execution. How did they do it?
Yeah, so up 1, they go to a timeout, and I always worry about the Bucks in this situation because they always seem to go to Giannis with a live dribble, middle of the floor ISO. He gets him in trouble sometimes because he can't shoot the ball off the dribble in that area of the floor. So I love this set because they start off by getting the ball to Giannis at the elbow at 15 feet with a live dribble. So he hasn't put it down yet, which means he can get there in one dribble from here if he has to. Great action on the cut by Jrue Holiday, and this is why he's so important to them. The decision not to shoot that, but to kick it around, and now Giannis not staying at the three-point line when the ball comes back around to him. He sees that distance in front of him. He gobbles it up with one stride and gets to the rim. That is one of the best sets I have seen the Bucks run since Giannis Antetokounmpo has been there in that type of situation, because when they rely on Giannis in an ISO and teams can load up on the lane and he's got to attack with the dribble, he gets himself in trouble. He'll turn the ball over. He'll run into traffic. He's going to have to make a pass, sometimes off the dribble, which still isn't necessarily his strength. I like initiating the action with him, but get motion movement, let him give it up, and then when he got it back against a rotating defense, a guy that big with that kind of stride, he's at the rim, and he settled the game. Very impressive ending to that game for the Bucks. Also good to get Jrue Holiday back after that long absence. He's critical for them. And look, this is a team that's got a great shot, I think, to finally get it across the finish line and get out of the East. But I want to see them together longer with Jrue Holiday and, more importantly, settle games just like that with great decisions down the stretch.
Yeah, I was going to follow up with that because over the last couple of years, we've seen how good this team has been in the regular season. They've won 5 in a row now, but prior to that, they had lost 5 in a row. So what do you make of this team at this point right now?
Yeah, look, this is a team that's been a wild ride, wild roller coaster. They were playing their best basketball before Jrue Holiday got hurt about 3 weeks ago. They had just won 4 straight. He was averaging just under 20, shooting almost 60% from the field in his last 6 games before he got hurt. So I've started to see that rhythm, and I thought he was the one piece they needed. I really believed they needed one more ball handler on the perimeter that you could run pick and roll with late, that could be a scorer in that position and not have to rely on 2 guys in Chris Middleton and Giannis. That's not really their strength, to go create offense off a ball screen when the game's on the line. That's what Holiday could bring. But then he goes down, and now it's been wild. They lose 5, win 5. Now they're back. This is their 5th in a row once again. So I do think this is a team that's got all the elements to be able to finish the deal and finally get there, because I think there's a lot of uncertainty at the top of the Eastern Conference. But they need a longer run together, with Jrue Holiday getting more comfortable, which he was. Obviously didn't play a lot today. He's got to get back to that level he was at before the injury. And then most importantly, can Giannis make free throws down the stretch, which he hit 2 right before that possession? And can they execute in a way that doesn't allow his weaknesses to be exposed? If they can do that, no question, this team can certainly be in the conference finals, because obviously the Nets have done some things now that have upended the Eastern Conference. But I think this is the best version of the Bucks ultimately if they can do those things.
Warriors taking on the Lakers later on ESPN. You got Steph Curry playing at just a different level right now. And it's interesting because coming into the year, I think a lot of people wrote off the Warriors. What has he done to elevate his play?
Well, how about this? 2015-16 was Steph Curry's best year in the NBA, and this is right there with it. And you think about that. Very few guys get into their 30s and can turn the clock back the way that he has and play this well after a long injury. But he's done it. And I don't think enough people are talking about Steph Curry for the MVP right now. And a lot of that's because the Warriors had a slow start in terms of their record. But you look up, and this team is 19-15. And I really believe if you took Steph Curry off the floor with what they're left with offensively, this is probably a 10-24 team right now. He has been that good, that electric. And I look at a game like this, and sometimes to elevate yourself into the conversation nationally, You need a signature moment. What better than a primetime game against LeBron James, even without Anthony Davis? Steph Curry to go out there and have one of those signature monster nights that Steph is capable of having. And if they get the win and they get to 20 and 15, and this is a playoff team, not having Klay Thompson and his next three high scorers are two guys that are just learning to play with them and have a totally different role in Golden State than Wiggins and Oubre had before this. It's so much more important and impactful on this team. And then a rookie center. These are your next three leading scorers, and yet this team is now solidly in the playoffs. Steph can have one of those moments. I think more people are going to start talking about Steph Curry right there with a guy like Joel Embiid, a guy like Jokic, and obviously LeBron James.
Yeah, and when Curry's playing like this, it's just great for the NBA. Great chatter when you talk about the MVP. Again, if he comes up with a big contest and a big win for his Warriors squad. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.